Good morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Katie. I am a missionary currently in Cambodia. I am teaching English, and welcome to my channel. Today's video, I wanted to sit down with you guys and talk to you about my adoption story. I kind of mentioned it in a video before, and I asked if you guys wanted to hear the full story, and so here I am. I'm going to explain my adoption story. Like I said, my name is Katie Church, but it is really not Katie Church, but in a way it is. So when I was 3 years old, I was adopted from Belarus, which is a small country right next to Russia. I'll insert a little photo here if you guys want to see where it is, because it's not a common country. I was adopted at 3 years old with my twin sister and one of my older brothers. Reason why I was adopted was, actually I have really no idea, but my parents couldn't have children, and so they were looking at a few adoption agencies, and they got a video of all these little babies from Belarus. It was an international organization that my mom found, and they were looking at all these babies, and the last picture in the video was like I don't know how old my brother was. He's probably maybe 1 or 2, I think. Mom, if you're watching this, correct me because I don't really know. He was the last boy in the video, and my mom fell in love, and she really loved that he was older because all these babies were so young and they were all so similar, and she couldn't really pick one. But then seeing my brother, she just fell in love. So she contacted the organization, started talking to them, started doing paperwork to adopt him, and through all that paperwork she found out that my mom, my birth mom, had more siblings. And so when they went to Belarus, they were in the orphanage picking up my brother, and a little boy ran up to my mom and grabbed her leg and had these glasses on, and one of the people at the orphanage said, "Oh, that's Sergey's little brother Raymond," or his Russian name was Romand, I think. Yeah, Romand. And they said, "That's his little brother," and my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, how can I split these two siblings up? That would be so hard." And so she said, "Can I just take him now? Can I adopt him while we're here?" Because it took a year, probably a year, almost 2 years, to fill out all the paperwork, get accepted, work through all the agencies, go through all the documents and things like that. And so when she found out that Sergey had a little sibling, she wanted to adopt him right there, but they said no. And so that was really hard on them. So they took Sergey, they went back to America, and then I started filling paperwork out for Raymond, or Romand, his Russian name. And while they were doing all that paperwork, they found out that my birth mom just had me and my sister, and because I have a twin. And so while she was filling out all the paperwork for my brother, she decided to just stop and fill out all the paperwork for all of us, because she wanted to bring us home with them. And so it took longer to get all 3 of us because she had to backtrack a little bit and fill out more paperwork for me and my sister. So it did take a long time. So it took, I think, like about 3 years, because my mom found out about us when we were born, and then we were adopted at 3. So it was 3 years of paperwork. But while filling out the paperwork, it did take a long time. Finally got approved to come to Belarus and pick us up. So all 3 of us were picked up all together. So it was me and my twin and my brother. We were all picked up together, and that was on December 1st. I wanted to film this video on our adoption anniversary, but it was just a really busy time, and I didn't have enough time to sit down and film for you guys. But we were brought back to America on December 1st. It's our adoption day, as one of my aunts calls it, gotcha day. And I could not be more happy. A lot of people will probably question, why was I put up for adoption? Have I seen my mother? Do I know anything about them? Back in the day, well, it wasn't really that long ago, it was 1995 when I was born, but in that time the hospitals there were really bad. At the hospital, they didn't have much records of us, and they kind of wanted it like that. They kept it pretty secretive, I guess. And so me and my twin sister, we don't know who's older. We know our last name, but that's it. Something about Belarus is we have, I kind of mentioned this earlier, so I said my name is Katie Church, but my real name is not Katie Church. It is Elena Stivitskaya, and in the Belarus culture, which is right next to Russia, so it's pretty much a Russian culture. you have a different last name if you're a girl or if you're a guy. So for the men, it is Stavitsky, and then for the women, it is Stavitskaya. So I would be Stavitskaya. So I am Elena Stavitskaya. We all had Russian names. Mom and dad made them our middle names. And so my dad named me and my sister, and then my mom named the 2 boys. So my name was Elena, and my dad named me Catherine Elena Church. So my name is not Katie, but it is Catherine. But I go by Katie because I like it better. My sister's name is Alexandra Tatiana Church, but she goes by Lexi. And my brother's name was Romand, but it was kind of hard to match Roman Church because it like sounded similar to Roman. And so my mom named him Raymond, and his name was his Russian name was Nicholas. Sorry, confused. His name was Nicholas. And so they named him Raymond Nicholas Church. And then my brother's name was Sergey. That was his real birth name. And when my mom tried to change it, he was like, no, Sergey. And he got really mad. So my mom let him keep his name. So his name is his real Russian name, which is Sergey. You probably wonder if I have any siblings. I do have more siblings than just us 4. So us 4, we are all blood. We are all in the same family. And I am actually one of 12, which is crazy to me. I don't feel like I have 12 siblings, but I might have more because I have no idea. But I am one of 12, and we are the 4 youngest, and then there is one other girl who's younger than us, and my parents found out about her when she was born, but at the time it was just a really crazy time, and so my parents couldn't take another kid, so they allowed her to be adopted by another family who they live in America, and I've met her before, and she's awesome, and we still talk like every day. But we do want to see each other more often. It was just hard when I was in college, and now she's in college, so it's just kind of hard to see her. Another thing that I wanted to mention about being adopted was we were very malnutritioned. The orphanage that we were at, they took care of us, but they had like 1 nurse for like 30 babies, so it was just really hard to take care of every single kid perfectly. And so we were very sick when we got home. My hair, my mom was saying that it didn't grow till like to here till I was probably like 5 or 6. So it took a really long time for my hair to grow because I didn't have enough nutrients. And we all have had different diseases. Well, diseases is a scary word, but we've all had different stomach problems, diseases that you would get from Russia. We've had a lot of those. Like I just found out that I had one this summer, and I think I vlogged that, so if I can find the vlog that I talked about it, I did have a disease called H. pylori, which you get in Russia or Belarus, Russia, same thing, I don't know, not the same thing, but yeah, whatever. So I did have a disease. When I was in high school, I really wanted to go and meet my parents, and I really questioned like who they were, what they looked like. And so my mom said once I graduate college, if I really wanted to go see them, she would help me do it. But now that I'm 23, I really haven't thought about it much. I do wonder what they look like, but right now at this moment, I don't have the time or the opportunities to go to Russia, or even if they're in Russia, it'd be really hard to find them. We'd probably have to go back to the adoption agency in Belarus and then find out if they have any knowledge of this family or where they live, and they would probably speak Russian, so we would need a translator. And so it would just be a big trip, and I think it would be very emotional and pretty hard. So I think I want to wait a little bit longer until I'm more stable and able to really understand it and be open to it. But it is also a scary thought because I always sometimes wonder, I'm like, what if they're dead? But that is just a realization that you have. The culture is very different. They might not have much money. Most times, since they did have 12 kids, most of us, I think, were put up for adoption. So it kind of says something about them that they couldn't financially stable us. I do have those wonders, but who knows in the future. Maybe if I do ever end up meeting them and I'm still on YouTube, I'll share that with you guys. And yeah, I don't really talk about my adoption story a lot because I don't really feel like I'm adopted. I feel like I'm part of the church family. I've been part of the church family my whole life, and I love them so much. They're my family. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love all my aunts and uncles. I don't really feel like I'm adopted, but I am. It is a part of me, and so I wanted to share this part of my life with you guys. If you have any more questions that you want more in-depth detail about, I can totally do that. Just let me know in the comments down below because I don't really know what you guys want to know about it. That is my adoption story. I will see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 15, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye guys.